What's up, friends? Welcome back to another video. Today we are talking all about TikTok. I have not really been an avid user of TikTok until like the beginning of this year. I used it a little bit, but just occasionally, just like Vine. Vine came out when I was in high school and I didn't really care for it. I remember sitting in science class and everyone was like, oh, Vine, it like just launched like this week or whatever. And I just didn't care about it. And so that's with TikTok. I was like, oh, cool, but I don't really care for it until the beginning of this year. I just have been obsessed with it. You might have saw my video where I matched TikToks with books. I really enjoyed that, and that was like my peak moment of really enjoying TikTok content. So I decided that I would read the first 3 books that get recommended to me on TikTok, and boy did that take a while. I have the first 3 that I was able to find, and then I'm gonna go from there. So I have a 3-book TBR, and I will just get started. I really enjoy TikTok. I've been doing just what I've wanted on my TikTok. I have kind of gotten into BookTok, but not like full-fledged into it. I want to post more on TikTok, so I'm also going to be doing that this week. I have a couple challenges for myself, so let's get into the video. So in this video, I'm going to try some TikTok trends, including the cat painting, Oreo Mug Cake, and a Smoothie Bowl. I'm probably going to do the Oreo Mug Cake today. And for my challenges, I want to use a sound or a trend and do a book related video of my own. So do maybe like a BookTok one. I know there's the ones that it's like, what are you currently reading? Or like introduce yourself, something like that. My TikTok is down below. It is just Pucksandpaperbacks. So the first book I saw on my TikTok feed, this was the very first one, and this was from Moongirlreads. This is Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Malinda Lowe.
Guys, I need to talk to you about a book. It's called Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Malinda Lowe, and it's going to be part of my new series called Books That Should Be New York Times Bestsellers But Aren't Yet. This video is not sponsored in any way by anyone. I literally just love this book so much and I haven't seen anybody talk about it on BookTok, so I need to share it with you guys. The book takes place in 1950s Chinatown in San Francisco at the peak of the Red Scare of communism. Our main character is a 17-year-old Chinese-American girl named Lily. She starts to ask herself the question of what she wants to be when she grows up, and more importantly, who she wants to be with. Specifically, if that person could be a woman. Lily continues to ask herself this question until her classmate Kath takes her to the Telegraph Club, which is a lesbian bar, and she discovers that she loves women. Specifically, Kath. The book is a beautiful representation of Chinese American culture and what it means to be a queer person of color. If I can get you to buy one book this year, let it be this one.
When I tell you how long it took me to get my feed to BookTok, it probably took like 2 weeks. My TikTok feed includes cats and dogs, baking, and occasionally I see some TikToks from old childhood stars on Nickelodeon, Disney. There's a lot of nostalgia there, and just some funny videos. So I don't really get BookTok until I was scrolling for like weeks to finally get them. That was my first one, and I've seen that book a lot, so I have to go to the library and pick it up today. So I'm gonna do that after this. I have to pick up some more for other videos. And ColoringBooksLit recommended My Sister the Serial Killer, which I started in February for Blackathon. I just never got around to finishing, so I'm excited to finish this. I love this book. It's really good, and I'm excited to read more of it.
Hey, it's Jackie, and I'm here with another book recommendation. This is My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite. The story is about a nurse named Karede, whose sister Ayula is practically perfect. Ayula is popular, pretty, and a murderous sociopath. She likes to kill her boyfriends and then leave it to Karede to pick up the mess. Literally. So when Ayula pursues Karede's crush, Karede has to choose between love and sisterhood. This one is dark and it's got a lot of twists and turns, but it's super funny and I can't recommend it enough.
Then the account ANewNeutral, who is a chronically ill person, recommended Invisible, how young women with serious health issues navigate work relationships and the pressure to just seem fine. And this is by Michele, Lent, Hirsch. This is a nonfiction. I'm always looking to read more nonfiction about disabled people, and I'm excited to read this one.
I don't think it was until I got on TikTok that I realized how loneliness, isolation, and like rejection, like people just fucking bailing, is like a universal part of being chronically ill. I just started reading this book, Invisible, by Michele Hirsch. The first chapter, called Could Someone Love This Body of Mine, which just like is all about this.
So that is my TBR. So I'm going to go out of order, but today I'm going to do the Oreo Mug Cake. Now I have to go to the library and pick up books. So I'm going to go there, and then I will be back later today to do some fun TikTok things. Bye. Okay, so I went to the library and picked up Last Night at the Telegraph Club, and I am going to now make the Oreo Mug Cake. I have 2 TikToks. I know the original one is just 4 Oreos and milk, but there's also one that has some other ingredients, so I'm going to compare the 2 and see which are good. So here is the first one. Some milk and some Oreos. So I'm gonna grab a mug and get started. So here's my mug before the microwave. I just looked back at the video and mine is lighter than what the video looks like. So I don't know if I just put in too much milk, but there's really no directions, so I have no idea. So I'm gonna go and microwave it for a minute and see what happens. Okay, so this did not work. I don't know. I don't really think an Oreo and milk is like gonna make like something rise. That's why I feel like you need to have the flour and everything. So hopefully that'll work out better. I've made mug cakes before with like 3 ingredients or whatever. So I just feel like having the sugar and flour and all might make it easier. I'm just gonna look up and see what I did wrong, but it just is kind of like a hot mug with milk and Oreo. So I don't know what I did wrong. So I'm just gonna do round 2 and hopefully that will be a better outcome. Let's try this again with ingredients. Okay, then maybe I did put too much milk in the first time. It's supposed to look really dark. Alright. Well, it kind of is looking dark. Okay, here we go. I put too much milk in the first time. Folks, we have a cake. It looks like a cake, it smells like a cake, and I'm so excited to eat it. I think what I did wrong the first time was that I just had too much milk. So I feel like if I dumped it out and didn't have a lot, then I would have had success. So maybe I'll try it again. Time for a taste test. Okay. Oh my God, this is crazy. Oh my God, I love that. It just tastes like a chocolate cake. But you can taste the Oreo. Like you can really taste the Oreo. Oh my God. Mind blown. What a success. That was so good. I can't wait to eat the rest of it. Definitely a 10 out of 10. Really enjoy this. It's really good.
Several days later.
Hello, the other night I finished My Sister the Serial Killer, giving it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. The book follows Karide, who is a nurse. She is witnessing and having to pick up the pieces of her sister killing off all of her boyfriends. And it is humorous and funny, but it also at times is very dark. We do get a little bit of the origin story of why Iola, her sister, is killing people. And I just wanted to see more from her perspective. I just wanted to know why she was doing this, because we do get a little bit of why, because she had a bad relationship with her dad and he was very mean and cruel. However, I just wanted more. I felt like the middle was pretty slow and it didn't really make me want to pick it back up, but the end was really thrilling and I did enjoy it. I would recommend it. I loved it. So thank you to Jackie for this recommendation on TikTok. Go check out her account for more book recommendations. She's great. Highly recommend her. And now on to the next book. However, I'm pausing this video right here, and I will return when I have finished my Patreon video. I am reading a childhood book. I have a series where I read my childhood books, but it's a required reads edition. I read the required reads that I may not have finished or have read, and I'm just having a refresher. This is a book I read in 9th grade. And I don't remember finishing it, and I'm a little nervous, but I have been wanting to read it. So if you like videos like that, I have 2 other episodes of that series on my Patreon. You can become a paperback pal for only $1 a month. I officially hit 10 patrons, and that was my goal of the year. So thank you so much to everyone who supports me on there. I have a lot of fun making content over there, so if you can support me there and you like more of my fun videos like this, there is a ton more on my Patreon. And then I'm going to come back and read Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Malinda Lo, which was recommended by Celine, Moongirlreads on TikTok. She was the first TikTok I saw for this video. I have really been reading these out of order. So thanks to Celine, because this video would not happen unless I saw her TikTok. I've never read Malinda Lo before, but I am excited to read this. Her excitement just makes me excited to read this book. Hello, it is May 1st, and I have not finished this video or my TBR. I am reading Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Malinda Lo. I'm 160 pages in, and I was able to get the audiobook of this and for Invisible. And so I'm really gonna just try and wrap up this video as quick as I can. Today is Saturday, and I'm hoping to just finish out this video this weekend. I knew that this reading vlog was not going to get done in April just because I had a lot going on personally, so I knew that this was not going to happen. But I ended up getting the audiobook for Last Night at the Telegraph Club and for Invisible, so that's nice, and I can play The Sims and listen. I went on a walk and listened to the audiobook. I'm really enjoying it. It's set in the 1950s, and it is about a girl named Lily and her questioning her sexuality. And I really like seeing the perspective of Lily. She is with this girl named Kath, who is white, and she doesn't see the problem with getting a fake ID. Lily is such a complex character, and I really like her. She has a lot of battles that she is facing, especially with being a person of color. I just got to the part where she goes to the Telegraph Club for the first time, and I really enjoy the conversations around her having to try and fit in, but also protect herself, because being an Asian person in the 1950s is very hard. There's a lot of talk about deportation and immigration, and she really has to protect herself, but she also just wants to fit in with this girl named Kath, and they just got fake IDs, and she is very worried because a person like her cannot do that. And Kath just doesn't see the problem, and there's a lot of microaggressions and racism that she's experiencing, and I am just really enjoying it. There's also more than one perspective. I believe that we're getting the perspective from her great-grandmother, or maybe just her grandmother. Her name is Grace, and it's really interesting, and I'm really enjoying it. The audio is really good. I just wanted to check in, and then I will talk to you when I finish. Today we are testing my cat's art ability. I am going to be doing the cat painting TikTok. I saw this originally for dogs on Chris Clemens' channel. He's a YouTuber. If you don't know him, I'll link the video down below. It's really funny. But I saw if there's any cats and I found a TikTok, so here's the one I'm going to be following.
Doing the painting trend with Boo. Paint. 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 Woo. Catnip. Sniff. Sniff. Here she goes. Big stretch. And she's back. On her head. Rollin'. Lick lick. Finishing touches now. Shake. Done. I love it.
I'm going to be using Luna for this, and I'm going to be giving her treats. I have a video where I had her pick my TBR, so if that's still up, I'll link it up above. I really love that video. So I'm just going to put some of her treats on the canvas and see what she does. I went to Target and the dollar store, and I got a lot of the supplies, and she's ready. She just knows that I have her treats. You ready? You want to be an artist? Are you an artist? And because Luna is impatient, I am just gonna get started.
Round 1.
Okay, so it feels like this is already a fail, but I think that my canvas is just too big for this, so I think the smaller one might work better, but I've basically made my own, just putting it in the freaking bag, so we're just gonna see what Luna does, and maybe I will just use the smaller one for, like, both of them, and then we'll see. I don't know. But let me go and grab her. No, you don't want it. Okay. No, come on. No, it's okay. You're not really doing what I want you to. Okay. Oh. You're supposed to get them on here. Well, no, why don't you go on top? No, go on. Come here. Come here. Okay. I definitely see where my problem was. Hello. 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 What's up? Here's Luna's art. I think she did a really good job. It's very abstract and I think it looks pretty good. Definitely better than Leo's. I would like to try it again with Leo just getting a smaller one. Maybe I'll try and do that like off camera or whatever, but very proud of this one. I think the hardest part is the bag. It's really hard to get it out of the bag and not smear it. So that would be my only complaint, but this was kind of fun. A little frustrating just because Luna was like, okay, I'm out. But I think it looks good. I am going to write her name on the bottom and let it dry, so you'll get to see the end results at the end of this video. I did it. I finished last night at the Telegraph Club and I'm giving it a 5-star. You could tell that Malinda Lo put her heart and soul into this book. It was so good, and you can even see how much research she did because she has a whole bibliography at the back. I only read historical fiction when it's queer, and this was such a great sapphic book. I loved it so much, and I'm excited to read more of Malinda Lo's work. I thought this was awesome, so if you are looking for a queer historical fiction, I highly recommend this. I have not read a queer historical fiction that I didn't like, and I loved the audiobook. It was really good. So Celine's recommendation was really good, and I now understand why she hypes it up so much because it's such a good queer historical fiction. There are trigger warnings for homophobia, racism, there's a miscarriage, and also menstruation, so look out for that if those are some things you can't read. Because this is set in the 1950s, there's a lot of homophobia, but I really enjoyed how she put timelines just showing what has been happening for queer people in that time, because during the 50s, gay people were getting arrested and were not allowed to go into bars, and it was a very scary time. And I just thought this was done really well, and I'll be linking other Own Voices reviews down below besides Celine's that you can check out so you can find some more Asian creators to follow. And the last book I'll be reading is Invisible by Michele Hirsch. I have an audiobook of this and it is 7 hours long. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it today. I might start it, but I'm very exhausted because I've been outside a lot today, and I'm tired. So we'll see what happens, but I would like to get a lot into this book so that I can finish up this video because I have other shit to do. Here we go.
Stay alive can't pretend that I don't feel angry at the universe now that I can't do those things. And for many young women, factoring in the ways they must adapt can be exhausting.
Today we are making a smoothie bowl, and like every TikTok video, this does not give me the measurements, so I'm just eyeballing it along with the video. We saw how that worked out last time, so I'm just gonna try it and see what happens. Here is what I'm going to be basing it off of. Like it's that, the yogurt, and the banana. Oh, you have to cut up the banana. Okay, so it took about like 5 minutes for it to really harden, but it's hard. Here it is. Okay. So here's my verdict. I think I spent like a half hour doing it. I don't think that that's worth it, but I do like it. The combination is good. It's blueberries, yogurt, and banana, everything I like. And then the chocolate, I think that my chocolate just isn't hard enough. This was kind of mushy getting into. It's not like rock hard, which is what I thought it would be. But I like it. It's good. I'm going to read and eat it. And that is my TikTok trend of the day. So TikTok trend number 3 is a success. It worked, and that's all that matters. You're probably going to hear my laptop fan in the background, but I have changed my mind on this smoothie bowl because this is the 3rd time I have made it this week, and I'm really enjoying it. Even though it almost like destroyed my blender because it just is yogurt and no liquid. So this time around, I actually put liquid in it. But I think the reason why there's no liquid is just so it can be more of like a smoothie and it can just all set. Mine is like very watery. I just put some oat milk in it. I really love this. And the Oreo thing I made the other night, and I'm gonna keep making them. So TikTok has really good, easy recipes to make, and I am loving them. I just wanted to update about that really quick because I did change my mind about the smoothie bowl. I'm obsessed with it. It's really good. Highly recommend to try it. Just be careful because your blender might break. Apologies for my loud ass computer. I hate it too. I am loving Invisible. It is such a good book. I'm probably gonna give it a 5-star. I am loving it so much. Michele really highlights her life and just being disabled and how the workforce does not accommodate disabled people. She tells her boss that she has cancer, and her boss is like, okay, well, if you could just leave your cancer at the door, that would be great. And she's a journalist, and it is just so fucked. And I think we've learned a lot through the pandemic of how poorly disabled people are treated in the workforce and in society. This is so awesome. It's highlighting a lot of people that she has spoken with who are disabled and queer. The author is bisexual. I love to see a queer disabled person talking about these issues. This is so great, and it highlights a lot of different people. There's a Jewish girl that she knows, there's a black woman, and there's also a lot of other queer people that she encounters and talks about. how they're mistreated at work, and she also talks about her in relationships, and she also talks about how her relationships have failed because people don't want to be with a disabled person, which is fucked up and ableist. I'm only 60 pages in, but I know I'm going to recommend this book a lot. It just is so good, and it highlights a lot of great things and really talks about ableism and about how society caters to able-bodied people. This is just so important and highlights a lot of important stories and doesn't just focus on a physical disability, and she also talks with people who have invisible disabilities or a mental illness, whichever wording you prefer. The person she talks to in this interview refers to it as an invisible disability, which is bipolar disorder. This is just such an important book, and I know I'm going to recommend it a lot. It just highlights so many important topics. I have 3 hours left of the audiobook, so I'm going to spend the night finishing this up, and then I will come back with my final thoughts. What's up, friends? It is the end of this video, and I have a lot to say about Invisible. This is a 5 out of 5 stars. I will be giving this book to everybody that I know. Michele did an excellent job with this book. She didn't forget anybody. She talked about trans women, and she also talked about women of color. She talked about how racism and prejudice really plays a role in women not getting believed and getting sick and dying because the doctors are like, oh no, that couldn't happen. I thought it was fantastic. She even talks about ableism on television when she mentions a disabled woman who ran for Miss America and how she was treated. I was so glad she talked about that. I feel like she didn't miss the mark on anything, and this was fantastic. She talks about doctor-patient relationships and how there's a power imbalance there and the doctors are just slimy and gross, and talks about many cases of sexual assault and the times that she was harassed and that there was only one doctor that would be able to help her, so she just had to try and not wear clothes that were revealing and wear more baggy clothes just to get through the doctor's appointments, and it's so disgusting. But this was fantastic. I loved it so much and I highly recommend it. So thank you so much to Abigail for this recommendation. She is doing a Spoonie Reads book club on her TikTok. So if you would like to read this with her, definitely go over there, show her some love because this book was fucking great. Let's wrap up this video. I read My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, and I gave this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. This is a thriller. I really enjoyed it and I would recommend it. I also read Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Malinda, giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. This is a historical fiction set in 1950s San Francisco. It is following a girl named Lily who likes girls, and this was such a good book. I loved it so much. The hype is definitely real. And my favorite book of this video, Invisible, How Young Women with Serious Health Issues Navigate Work Relationships and the Pressure to Just Seem Fine by Michele, Lent, Hirsch. What a book. 5 out of 5 stars is an understatement. I would give this like 1,000 stars. I thought it was fucking amazing and I highly recommend it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go and check out all the TikTok accounts that I mentioned. These were the first 3 books that came up on my TikTok feed. I hope this helps break the stigma around BookTok only recommending books from 2014 because that was my impression and really just what I knew about it at the time. I had made a Halloween costume in my BookTube costumes video of BookTok, kind of making a joke holding up all of the books that I started reading when I started BookTube, but I think that BookTok is way more than that. It's a lot of work. I've tried it. In this video, I only ended up making 1, so I will link that down below, but I think that BookTok is great. I really enjoy it, and I've gotten really good recommendations from there. So I don't think that they just recommend books from 2014 by white authors, but I was lucky enough to have the first 3 BookToks recommended to me be diverse books. I really enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and comment down below for engagement if you would like to see a part 2 of this. I'm already compiling more. I downloaded too many when I was going to be doing this video, so if you would like to see a part 2, comment down below. Or if you don't have the time, comment as music note down below so that I will know that you stayed till the end. Thank you all for watching. I had such a fun time with this video. I got 2 new recipes out of it and some new artwork that I can display. I do have a Patreon if you would like to support me and see more videos like this. I've just recently posted where I read a childhood book, a book that I read in 9th grade, and I did some nostalgia things in there, and I do have some reading vlogs and extra bonus videos on there, so if you would like to see more content like this, you can pledge $1 to become a paperback pal. Thank you all for watching. I hope you're having a great day and staying safe, and I will see you next time. Bye.